part one of our video, we created our Pac-Man sprite and we created the code to get it animated. So if I click the green flag, there's the animation. So in part two of this video, we're going to start making the background maze for our game and then start adding some code for our Pac-Man to get moving. So to get started with that, I'm going to go down here where we have choose a backdrop and click our paintbrush. And then I'm going to make sure the square down here is selected, and you can go ahead and choose a backdrop color. I'm just going to go with black, but you can pick any color you'd like. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in this white area. There we go. And then next, you can see over here on the right, it's all filled in, so that's good. And then we're going to start creating the walls for our maze. This part is really the hardest part, in my opinion. So I'm going to make sure this is still selected right here, our little square. I do not need a fill color for this. I do need an outline color, so you need to decide what kind of outline color you want to go with. And then you need to decide on the thickness of the wall. My suggestion would be to kind of set it at 13 or 14. If your wall is too thin, it'll be a lot easier for your Pac-Man sprite to go through the walls, which we don't want. So I have no fill, I have my outline color, and I've set my thickness there. And then I'm going to go ahead and create that first wall. I'm trying to get as close to the edges as I can. You may need to zoom in a little bit. That looks about good. I want to leave a little bit of room up top for our score and our lives counter. So there is my first wall. Once you have your first one, you can go ahead and then create your second one. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a third one. And you can create these walls however you like. And then I'm going to make one more. And I'm going to have this one overlapping a little bit so we can create some little dead ends and make this maze a little bit more difficult. And there we go. And you can readjust these. You can see the little blue outline in the wall there. And I can adjust the walls accordingly. Alright, before we add some holes into the walls, I'm going to click on our Pac-Man sprite. And obviously our Pac-Man is way too big right now. So I'm going to go down to where it says size, and it's set to 100, and I can adjust that. And I'm going to just put it at 35. That still probably looks a little bit too big. Let's try 25. That seems good for now. That'll help with making the maze and the walls and everything else. Alright, so I'm going to go back and click on our backdrop. So now I need to put some holes in these walls. So to do that, I'm going to click on the paintbrush, and then I'm going to select the color of my wall or of the background. So I'm just going to click on the eyedropper and then hover over the black background to get my color of my background. And then I'm going to increase the size of the brush. We'll start with about 60 or so. And then I am going to start putting or covering up some of the walls. You can see over here that has disappeared. And you can adjust these how you like. You may need to zoom in too to kind of get rid of some of the little edges. We'll talk about that here in a minute. let's see here. I'll probably use this little container, or maybe I'll use this one for the ghost. And let's see. We need to put one down here as well. That looks good. And we'll put one up here. And I can add more of these as we go on too, as you start making your game and decide, you know, I probably need another hole here, or maybe I need to adjust things a little bit. All right, let's see. There's a way to get in there. Maybe we'll put one on this side as well. Maybe down here. All right, now if you want to kind of clean up a little bit of the edges, I'm going to click. You see here, there's just a little bit sticking out there. And you can either shrink your paintbrush down a little bit, or if you're really good, you can kind of clean up the edges just a tad. Let me move the slider over. There we go. Because if our Pac-Man just touches a little bit of that edge there, it could stop it. So not a big deal. All right. So now we have our maze background. Next, let's get our Pac-Man moving. All right. Next, we're going to start adding some code to get our Pac-Man moving. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my Pac-Man sprite, and then click on the code tab. So we have our little bit of code right here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on my Pac-Man and move it to where I want it to start the game. And I think right about there will be a good starting point. Also, too, if you need more room to see your code, you have these little buttons up here. If you click it, it just gives you a little bit more space to see your code. So to get started here, I'm going to go ahead and go to events and grab a when green flag is clicked. And let me zoom in here a little bit. So if you're showing this on a screen. And then I'm going to go to motion and grab a set rotation style. Now I'm going to select all around, and we'll go at the end, we'll just show the differences in the different settings there. And then next, so the reason why we placed this first is because I'm going to go to motion. I'm going to grab a go to XY. And you can see there's already numbers there. And that is because those numbers correlate with the position of your Pac-Man right now. So I don't have to do anything with that. Your numbers may be different just because of the position on the screen. So now we have when green flag clicked, set the rotation style to all around, and then go to XY. And then I'm going to control and grab a forever loop. And then I need an if-then inside that forever loop. And then the first part of our if-then is we need to decide what keys we're going to use to move our Pac-Man. So I'm going to go to sensing. And there is a key pressed. And then I'm going to select right arrow. All right, now we need to grab a point in direction in motion. And if you click on the number there, you can see the arrow is pointing in that direction of right, so that is good. And then I'm going to go and get a move 10 steps, and we're going to change that to 5 steps. This is going to be the speed of our Pac-Man, which we can adjust later if we need to. And then I'm going to go to control and get another if-then, and that goes inside this if then. So be careful of that. If you're going to make a mistake, this is where it may start happening. Now, we don't want our Pac-Man to go through the wall, so this little line of code is going to try and help us with that. So I'm going to go to Sensing and get a touching color. And I want this color to be the color of my wall. So when we're making our walls, we really want to make sure that all the walls are the same color. Otherwise, the code just gets a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to click that color. I'm going to click the eye drop. And then I'm going to hover over kind of the middle of that wall to get the true color. That looks good. So if touching the color of the wall, then we want our Pac-Man to move backwards. So I'm going to click on Motion and grab the Move 10 steps. And I'm going to make this a negative number. I'm going to make this -5. So forever, if right arrow key pressed and point in the direction of 90, move 5 steps. If touching the color of the wall, then move -5 steps. So let's go ahead and try out our code. So I'm going to go ahead and click the green flag. And our Pac-Man is moving right. And when we get to the wall, I'm pressing the right button and it's not going through the wall. So that part looks good. Now, if I click my green flag, the Pac-Man goes back to our starting point. So everything is looking good so far. So now we just need to finish up with our other 3 directions. So one way of doing that is you can duplicate this bit of code. So I'm going to put the hand by the word if, and I'm going to right click. And when you see that, I'm going to get the word duplicate. And then I'm going to change up a few things here. So where it says right arrow, I'm going to select up arrow. And then where it says point in direction, I'm going to move this arrow up so it should say 0. And then everything else there looks good. And then I'm going to right click again and click duplicate. And I'll just attach that one down there. Whoops. All right. And then so we have our right arrow, we have our up arrow. I'm going to do down arrow next. And then switch the point in direction to down. So that should say 180. And then all of that looks good. And then we're going to duplicate one more time. So I'm going to right click, click duplicate. And then this one will say left arrow. And then I'm going to move my point in direction to the left. So now that says -90. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down. And then all we need to do, so you should have 4 directionals now. So we have right arrow, up arrow, down arrow, left arrow. And then I'm going to move these 3 and put it right there. Once again, be careful. If you're going to make a mistake, it's because you accidentally put this in the wrong spot. So this is going to go right there. Well, let me zoom out so you can kind of see how big that stack of code is. So it's pretty big. And then let's test all of this out. So I'm going to click on my full screen button. Click the green arrow. My Pac-Man moves left. My Pac-Man moves up. I try and going through the walls, and all that seems to be working. So right now we have a Pac-Man that is moving. We have our maze. Now as you are moving your Pac-Man around, you may see you need to adjust these walls a little bit. If that is the case, that is not a problem. Just click on the back or your backdrops and click on the backdrops tab, and then all you need to do is click on your arrow and select whatever wall you need to adjust, and you'll see the little blue dots appear to adjust those lines. So right now, hopefully you have a Pac-Man that is animated, you have your background maze, and now our Pac-Man is moving.